Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SYITI SYAMILA AIDA binti JAMRIEN alias AMING. My matrix number is 2020852858. Now, I would like to talk about introduction of the organization. The founder that built the Myclinic was created by Dr. Ho Yut Hong as a founder and managing director in a very company of the Myclinic Health Center. Myclinic is a top-tier cosmetic or aesthetic clinic that is licensed by the Ministry of Health. Myclinic has expanded and opened new branches in several areas such as Damansara, Puchong, Cheras, Melawati, Johor Bahru, and including Bangi from 2014 to 2021. These clinics established to help more people gain the confidence they deserve. In these clinics, there are several key physicians in the Myclinic organization charge who have their respective duties. The founder and managing director held by Dr. Ho Yut Hong, 3 doctors who hold positions as medical director, and 5 aesthetic doctors. Myclinic has their own vision and mission. Their vision is to create a one-stop aesthetic and skin clinic that offers a most comprehensive and innovative treatments for the face, body, and overall wellness. Myclinic is committed to assisting each individual in achieving natural beauty via the use of cutting-edge therapies. They want to see a society where everyone has the freedom to pick their own look and feel good about it. The objective is to keep the patient care delivery system function and efficient. In the context of records management, Myclinic covers collecting and receiving information and data from every patient who visit the clinic and also the clinicians. Myclinic is responsible for protecting and retaining personal data from unauthorized person, damage and disclosure. For instance, they employ cryptographic technologies to ensure data confidentiality, protection methods to prevent assault, and access control mechanisms to ensure that only authorized individuals have access to customers' personal information. Other than that, in the terms of services in Myclinic, they have provided services that include facial, face pigmentation and melasma, whitening and brightening, acne and scars, body contouring, sexual confidence, and also hair. All of this service is performed successfully with the current technology and effective machine in providing the best instruments as a private clinic.
Next is the problem statement and the implementation. There are a few issues with Myclinic with regard to record and archive material storage. If the issues are not properly addressed, the clinic will have a significant difficulty and will be unable to conduct business. The clinic's first issue is that it has a restricted amount of room. This may result in certain customer records being disposed of and deleted earlier than they are meant to be. It is not just that, but the clinic's document deterioration process is one of the issues it is dealing with because patient records are kept in physical form, so they are prone to deterioration over time. The clinic's last issue is the high cost and limited manpower required to conduct record keeping and the clinic at the same time. Because there are so many processes in record and archive administration, larger workforce or personnel is required to ensure that all record and archival management processes function smoothly. Therefore, the implementation to solve the problems that faced by the clinic are to convert records or historical materials to digital forms and to integrate a digital archive within the clinic. On the other hand, some records will be uploaded there and it will be additional storage in the archive to accommodate new records and archival material. Hence, the digital archive will provide a proper environment for the purpose of storing records and material that require permanent protection. Next, the digital archive will reduce the expense of purchasing items for preservation and management. As a result, the digital archive has several other advantages that will benefit not only the personnel but also the patients who use the services from Myclinic.
We must be experts in converting any document into any digital formats for our organizations to establish digital archive. In order to do so, there are numerous benefits to consider. Among that is easy accessibility that can boost our organization's efficiency. Digital archive allows our clinic to effortlessly access data in digital form from anywhere, breaking down geographical, time, and simultaneous access constraints. Next is data backup and recovery. Digitalizations of our documents, like the patient records, will have a safe backup of our data during a disaster, allowing us to restore any document with a simple click. The other benefits is environment friendly. Going paperless, we can minimize the impact of forests, reduce the quantity of garbage disposed of in landfills, reduce energy consumptions, and aids in mitigating the effects of climate change. As our records are digitized, we also can complete our data security. We secure our data using passcodes and other security measures to protect our records and limit access. Last but not least, we can improve data quality. It reduces our clinic archive storage errors. It is vital for us to understand the drawbacks of digital archives so that we can be better equipped to deal with the issues in the future. The first disadvantage is property and obsolete formats. Hardware and software might become outdated in 3 to 5 years. The next issue is budget clarity and limited funding. It might be significant losses and budget cuts because of setting up an effective digital transformations. To overcome these challenges, we advocate focusing on our transformation long-term goals and using our milestones to construct a realistic project plan. Another serious problem with our employees is that they are reluctant to changes due to the rapid to digital transformations. This issue can be solved by implementing a flexible architecture capable of managing multiple technologies.
Type of material or collection to be digitized. Medical records are papers that provide specific information on a patient's ailment, health assessment, and treatment as documented by a medical practitioner. Theirs includes information on the patient's demography, disease history, examination notes, and therapies that have been performed in the records. Number 1 is patient disease history. Patient disease history is a description about the disease faced by the patient and usually relate to the chronology of the progression of the disease while the patient is being treated from the initial sign until it recovers or the current condition. In this document, among the information that needs to be available includes the location of the disease, the quality or level of pain experienced, the duration of the disease, and so on. According to the Peterson MC 1992, it also covers all the in-depth investigations in an effort to treat the ailments suffered by the patients. Number 2 is patient personal information. Data collected to identify the individuals involved and determine the appropriate care of them. This personal information consists of important patient data such as patient name, address, date, telephone number, and so on. This information will in turn to be protected as it belongs to confidential information. These include demographic information, medical history, laboratory test results, mental health conditions, insurance information, and others data. Number 3 is patient records by year. It is almost the same as the disease information faced by the patient, but it is within a certain year. This record exists to show the treatments received by the patient during the year. Previously, it used the book as a record which would be inconvenient for both parties due to deteriorating condition of the book. But now it needs to be changed in a more secure way so that all records are secured in the system. Therefore, a copy will always be available to the medical community to assist in the care and treatment that will be received by the patient. Number 4 is clinical and treatment notes. It is an ongoing record related to the patient illness and treatment. Those concerned such as physicians, nurses, therapists, and so on will record notes while treating the patient. It includes the progress of the patient throughout the treatment period. This note is important to be written with clear information such as date, time, as well as sign, as it will be used as a reference to other health experts. And number 5 is X-ray imaging photograph. Photographic forms such as X-ray pictures forms were also included in medical health. This is addressed by the particular materials that must be safeguarded and conserved according to the appropriate requirements. When it comes to digitalization, the X-ray photograph will be scanned and converted into digital images using a scanner. The provenance is still intact, but the original form must be preserved for the long term.
Next, I will explain about the rules and responsibility of the person involved in digitization. Firstly is archivist or record management, who will provide digital materials to archival responsibilities and plan methods to help store digital materials in the long-term period. Second is content specialist, who is responsible for selecting, evaluating, acquiring, and handling digital material. Furthermore, set the scope of activities and processes that need to be done. Third is a format specialist, who is responsible for digitization or content of archival material for the purpose of preservation, retrieval, and accessibility. Next, we also have a metadata specialist, preservation specialist, and technology specialist, and they are their responsibility.
There are several steps of digitizing your personal data, records, or documents. First is identifying documents for digitization. It is critical to first decide what kind of documents you wish to convert, and then this will assist you in deciding which strategy to utilize while becoming digital. Varying sorts of materials will need different levels of knowledge. For instance, black and white documents and color documents must be handled differently. Second is preparing all of your documents. This is to make sure all of your files are ready for digitization. It appears to be a straightforward task. After that, you have to make sure that your documents are clear of mundane office objects such as pins, sticky notes, or paper clips. Third is make a scanning. So, we have provided low-cost document scanning services. We can scan documents in a number of formats and provide quick turnaround, allowing you to change digital data on time during key deadlines. Fourth is transition into digital modes. Your digital documents can be saved as pictures or PDF files. Choose between the two necessitates an examination of the document itself. Last is digital formats. The important step is to digitize your information. Maintaining and keeping your digital assets is a far more complicated procedure. All of your files or papers will be stored in a number of digital formats such as USB drive, DVDs or CDs, and hard drive.
Okay, so this is the interface of Digital Archive website. The images below depicts the interface that will appear on the Myclinic Digital Archive website. The website will just display the records without the ability of editing access. As we can see, after clicking the patient name, the intake form of Myclinic and the history disease of selected patients will appear.
Next is preservation planning. Preservation planning is an important process in the care of records collection, especially in health organizations such as at Myclinic. This is intended to enable the organization to act appropriately in relation to current and future record keeping. It also allows this organization to make appropriate choice in conservation actions so that resources can be used optimally. Therefore, the plan made in digitalizing records for Myclinic is to build an efficient and secure system according to standard. This is to support the performance of digital archive. Archivematica is one of the software that can help Myclinic in its effort to digitize existing and future records for the long term. Archivematica is a software that helps its user process digital data that compiles with the ISO or AIS model. Through the use of this software, Myclinic is able to monitor and control the records material maintained through a web-based dashboard. Among the reasons Myclinic need to use this software is because it meets recognized standards and norms such as METS, PREMIS, Dublin Core, and Library of Congress. But in its software, it makes Archivematica software a reliable, authentic software and gives us the freedom to choose the storage location. This software does not burden the organization because it can be used for free and its advanced technology provides the best quality to store organization records. The organization can also review and make the necessary changes because it has a trusted license that is the GNU Affero General Public License (EGPL). It also requires a large and secure hard record storage location. Next, the outsider community also has a role to play in ensuring that the preservation of digital content is accurate and secure. For example, Myclinic needs to seek views and recommendations for expert archival managers in the preservation of their health records. Therefore, this conservation planning process can be implemented efficiently through close collaboration between these communities based on the record life cycle. Cooperation from the archive management is very important in providing information and guidance on the records that need to be kept and preserved by Myclinic. Next, Myclinic needs to work with the archive management in determining the value of the records stored to be preserved later. In this way, digital records keeping can be carried out with appropriate ideas and suggestions from both parties. In this way also, all health records can be kept well as be able to preserve them for a long time according to the suitability of the records. To ensure that all physical records can be converted into digital format, the method of storage must be emphasized. This is to maintain the originality and preserve the integrity of the physical material before it is converted to digital format. Myclinic also plans to use Dropbox Business software as backup storage for records that will be preserved. This is to ensure the security of health records that are stored and can be accessed by the appropriate parties. Storage space and the unlimited number of devices made it one of the main reasons why it was chosen to be used as backup storage space. In terms of budget, it allocates RM54.89 per month. It is not a problem for this organization as digital record keeping is very important at this time to avoid the problem of lack of physical record keeping location.
Next, emergency planning. Myclinic's emergency plan serves as a guidance during emergencies and disasters. Thus, preparedness, reaction, and recovery are the three components of an emergency plan. The first one is preparedness, and the first aspect is based on the flow plan. Preparing a flow plan is one type of preventive strategy. A good flow plan should have the following features such as emergency equipment location, emergency exit, fire extinguisher, description of the facilities in the building, and emergency storage area. The second aspect is based on the emergency equipment and supply, which is cold cutter, rubber boot, and latex glove. Okay, we proceed to the next slide, which is emergency response team. This is essential to complete the work of restoring both digital and paper archive collections. The first team is support service team, which is in charge of transporting supplies, equipment, and office space. The second one is the information technology system team, which is in charge of installing software, hardware, and application. The third one is administrative team, followed by the backup storage team and security team with their respective duties as stated.
The next phase of emergency planning is recovery. Recovery is the process of rebuilding crucial data after a disaster operation to normal. Like any other company, our archive perform data backup and recovery as part of our business continuity and information technology disaster recovery plans. The table shows the data backup technique that we employ. As part of our service development, we are conducting a risk and opportunity assessment with all central government departments. We will consider controlling risk to the continuity of our digital informations. Three broad categories of action are possible: risk awareness, risk mitigation, and risk transfer.
Then, I will present about the budget. Budget can be created for an individual, a group of individual, business, a government, or just about anything else that generate or spend money. The budget also plays an important part that the organization need to take seriously in preparing preservation program for digital archive. Budgeting in preparing preservation program covers all aspects that require a budget such as hardware, software, equipment, and others. This is budgeting for the hardware. Hardware is a requirement that we use to acquire data, convert it, and give it to the user, and this is a budget for the hardware. Next, this is a budget for the software. Furthermore, we have a budget of equipment. Equipment is typically defined as a collection of tools that are designed for the given activities. This could be a small group of useful item in finished product, and this is a budget requirement. This is our total cost budget that covers all aspects, which are hardware, software, and equipment.
In a nutshell, the procedures that extend the usable life of historical documents are referred to as preservation. This is essential to ensuring that all historical documents and other resources like microfilms, microfiche, and audiovisual are accessible to the appropriate individuals at the right time in the right place. This proposal plan for the digital archive includes several facts and finance to ensure that the Myclinic can build the digital archive in the proper manner and under the proper conditions. As a result, the usage of a digital archive should become contemplated in order to ensure that documents and other resources can be maintained successfully and efficiently.